ComfyUI now supports the MiniMax H3 video model. In this video, we're going to look how it's work, tips and tricks, what best to use, and I want to share with you also my own workflow, how we can use this model to generate first last frame in a type of the storyboard. So it's meaning you can create your image, describe what you want between all of these different segments that will act as a beginning frame and next frame, and you can create a seamless video with a very long unlimited length. So let's go ahead and start on this. For this video, I'm using ComfyUI 0.30.0. If you have early versions, you may missing some of these workflows. You can find these workflows if you're going to template, and you can just click on a video, select ComfyUI or select latest, and you will notice you have a MiniMax H3 image to video, reference to video, and text to video. Let's first look on all these three workflows, and in the end, I want to look on a last workflow that is not included here, but available from my GitHub and link provided down below. It's completely free to download and use it. Okay, let's go ahead. First, we're going to utilize the image into video. This is one of the most common because you can create a very stunning image, describe what you want in shot and animations, and later it will go and create. When you first time open this workflow, many boxes probably will have the red box around them, just like this. This is meaning in many cases, or you missing image, or you missing the model that may use it by this workflow. You can download it to all models with the links provided inside the workflow. Just click on one and place it in a folder. It's recommended to do that. Some models that you loaded for one workflow may not work for another workflow, so pay attention. As well, if you click run and something is missing, the notifications will pop up, so same way you can restore it. Okay, let's go with the image to the video. First, you can upload it any type of the image. It will accept vertical or horizontal. But you still need to specify the aspect ratio down below. Right here, you can set what size you want it. Megapixels, it's how big you want a file, and multiplier on megapixels. This can be a little bit confusing, but general, if you keep it your own default value, they will work. Like right here, if you notice the target, it is 10 by 10, 1024 by 1024, and this is a multiplier of megapixels. I will use it for this video, just default sizes. Right there, you can see we have a first last frame already kind of exist, and you're not forced to use them. You can just use it only first frame, and that will work producing. You also have it does provide examples of the prompt, but you may miss some details on this. So personally, what I like to do is take the example prompt, use the large language model as a template, and next I can just in my natural language describe what I wanted and specify to LM, use this one as template and format my ideas in this specific preset. So in this case, it will format properly. Then I can read it, adjust if I need it, and paste inside my prompt. This is utilizing a very nice clip model. It's a Queen 3. It's a visual language, so it's analyzing, but it's also can take quite a bit long prompt, which is you can describe quite a bit in details, and it's work very well. Below you have it also durations. By default it will set to 5 seconds. I put it 10 seconds on RTX 3090 video card, and it's performed well in my cases. So this is majority what I use it. 10 seconds work nice, but 5 seconds what they're going with predefined. You also notice I have a lot of models preloaded here. As we're preloading more of these models, they're all taken to VRAM, and it does kind of work towards the lower end cards with 60 megabyte RAM, but the more you have it, the faster obviously it will work in this. And after you just have it saved. This is combine node. So what is meaning by combine node? If you're going to open for edit, you'll notice this is how they all work, diffusion model processing, but it's still incredibly simple and fast working model. So this is one that you can create a single image, or you can use it also last frame as well here. For the text to video, surprisingly, but you don't need a very different model as well. If we actually look closer, you'll notice you still have it input first and last frames. So in this case, you can just create your descriptions and run it. Personally, I found the creation of the model is not as good and missing details. So I do recommend at least utilize maybe another model to create your first frame. Then you'll have higher details resolutions, and then fit this inside processor video for the better details. The another ones it is using by the reference. So when it's meaning by reference, you'll notice we have it our first image, the another image here, descriptions, and it can work between them as a reference images. This way you can create very interesting effects, a little bit more complex with camera animations and motions. And as you notice, this camera can rotate around, can change angles. So this has become a little bit more complex in a way of directing your shots if you want to do it. So overall, I think this is a little bit required time to preset, but it is performed incredibly nice. And if we look on the reference videos, you can notice you also have it here, reference image and reference videos, as well as reference audio. So if you have a song and music you want to use it, you can input here, as well motions for the videos. This is definitely very interesting node that allowed you a lot of flexibility. Even with those 3 preset primitive workflows, you can see possible potential. So another one's what I want to share with you. It is different. It is based on other nodes. And let me go a little bit closer about what is this node does. Let's look closer on our storybook or panel type workflow. It's find very similar what we had before, only we have a special manager which will accept all different panels, and it will grow as more panels you will add on. And as well, we have it our panel attachment. One, we have it our image import, similar to what we had before. Only now we have it story panel to each of them, which one is describing what action happened. It's describing what is on an image, as well as scenery and also the shots per time frame. As well, you can put additional informations on type of the camera movements and type of animations. Down below, we also have it for the sound. In this case, we say sound effect only, no music. However, it does sometimes ignoring no music tag. So I would recommend you to use maybe no music in another options. All what it does is kind of put them together. On the bottom, we have a duration just for this segment, for this panel to create. After this, it's going to our storyboard manager, where we have our aspect ratio for all megapixels multiplier, similar what we had before, connecting to our unit clip via model and sound model, how many steps. So it's very similar things. These versions will produce one full movie, one whole link. So it's going to all of these panels. I have a different versions that also create and save as separate segment. I maybe even add in a future options here to set which way you prefer. For me, I think the segments work a little bit better. They are seamless and you can assemble them afterwards. But sometimes you just want to produce one large video, and it's actually what it does here. Well, let's look at the panels, what's happening here. We have it first image, and this is your first image. Your next image in a panel, it's your last image. So it's actually first and last frame per panel. As long you add more panels, next panel it will act as a last image for the panel before. This way you create storyboard. You can apply special transitions between storyboard just inside the text and tell how you want to do these transitions. Will go till your last panel. In this case, it was this, where after this, it will just continue and will end wherever you put it in your descriptions. So let's look on this video. Currently, it's have 5 panels with 10 seconds each, and right here we have 1-minute animations. I'll put these animations on the back so you can analyze as well. Notice we do have music, even specify not music at the beginning, but general is jumping. Right here, you can notice it was just slightly transitional jump. Okay, let me see, where is this? Like right here, see? You'll notice how it's just a little bit shrink, and it is adjusting from the frames. It's the reason why I think going with a separate segment will be a little bit better, because then I can smooth this out inside the AI editor. It's possible here for me to apply directly more transitions between frames, and this is probably will be something future to develop. If you want to see how it will go, be sure you subscribe, like, and click notifications so you know when new updated versions of this manager will come out. Let's continue watching this. It's actually going very well. I do like how animations does. Notice it's a jump between scenes, but this is what was coded inside. We have a nice, beautiful fly animations that was inside. Right here, I can see the with animations as we're going to see how it slowed down. That is also another thing. So we have one image here, and it's now slowed down, and trees start growing up. This probably can fix with re-render or specifically tell no growing trees kind of more in animations. There we coming. Another frames, no music, and you saw again we have the jump here. This has become problem is a little bit, we have double characters, even it's supposed to be just one character walking out, because we have start and frames. The frame is actually shouldn't have this character here. We need properly place, and this is most likely on my side mistakes when I did that. And there you go. Now you saw that animation. So let me know what you think about these animations. All links to this workflow and notes will be down below in descriptions, and you feel free to download it from my GitHub repository.